So hi guys, welcome back to our channel. Okay, so already previous session already we have discussed, right, whom we can call as a customer, BA, and developers and testing engineers and designers, right? So today mostly we are going to be discussing about what are the terminologies. Again, some of the terminologies we have. Those all we can be discussing in the today's session. And mostly for the interview point of view also, these all are the very important questions. Okay, so first one we are going to be calling as defects. Now defects, mostly we are finding the defects by in the only in the application. In the application, who will find the defects? The defects will be found by the test engineer. Who is going to be finding the defects? Means defects is going to be found by the test engineers in the application. So what is meant by defects? Means assume that I have my one of the application. In my application, username and password, assume that Facebook application, username and password is not working properly. At that time, suppose I am unable to log in. At that time, I am saying it as a defect. Okay, now not defects. Defect we can say it is. Okay, now. So what is the defects? Sir, it is a number of mismatches is known as a defects. Means simply I can say it as a defect. It is nothing but a mismatching in an application. Mismatching in an application, or else we can call it as also deviation, or else we can call it as also deviation in an application with the respect to their customer requirement. As per the customer requirements only, if we not have anything, if we not match anything, at that time only we are calling as a defects. Okay, mismatching in an application or else deviation in an application, mostly important question for the interviews. And defects, where we find that application only. For the defects, we have the one more name. For the defects only, we are calling as a one more name. As bug also they can be called. So defects and bugs both are also will be founded by the test engineers only. So where we can be find, sir, application. Sir, what is the difference between defect and bug? Means assume that this is your original name and this is your street name. Like here also the same way. Defect, it is nothing but a formal name. And bug, it is an informal name of defect. It is an informal name of defect. Informal name of defects. డిఫెక్ట్ కి ఇంకొక నేమ్ వచ్చేసరికి ఏంటి అని అంటే బగ్ అండి. ఇది మీ ఒరిజినల్ నేమ్ అయితే ఇది మీకు వచ్చేసరికి ఏంటంటే ఇది మీ స్వీట్ నేమ్. ఓకేనా? సో ఇక్కడ కూడా మనం బగ్ అని ఎప్పుడు అంటాం, డిఫెక్ట్ అని ఎప్పుడు అంటాం అంటే అప్లికేషన్ టెస్ట్ ఇంజనీర్ అనేవాడు అప్లికేషన్ టెస్ట్ చేసేటప్పుడు దట్ సో డెవలపర్ అనేవాడు ఏమి ఇస్తున్నాడు, మనకి అప్లికేషన్ అనేది ఇన్స్టాల్ చేస్తున్నాడు, రైటా? సో అప్లికేషన్ అనేది ఎవరికి ఇస్తున్నాడు? టెస్టింగ్ టీమ్కి ఇస్తున్నాడు. సో టెస్టింగ్ టీంలో టెస్ట్ ఇంజనీర్స్ అనేవాడు టెస్ట్ చేస్తున్నారు. While the test engineers are testing the application, right? At that time, test engineers are going to be testing the application. While they are testing the application, if they are finding the defects, right? What is meant by defects? Already we have discussed. Mismatching in an application. If the test engineer find the defect, immediately he need to be raised to a developer, right? While the test engineer is raising a defect to the developer, if the developer is accepted. If the developer is accepted, then only the defect name is termed as bug. Appudu maatrame, after accepting only, then only defect name is termed as bug. If the developer is not accepted, then we can't say it as a bug. If the developer is accepting only, then only we are saying it as a bug. Both also we are able to find it in the application only. Sir, who is going to be finding the defects and bugs? Both are also found by the test engineers only. So then what will be found by the developers? In the developer sections, if they are faced, if he is going to be finding this, that is nothing but an error. What is meant by error? Means mistakes. Mistakes in a source code. In the source code we have the syntax error and semicolons errors and compilation error and runtime errors. Those are also coming, right? Those all we can consider the errors. Whose fault is this one? Means developer's fault. Clear? So what we are covered, defect, bug and error. If the testing engineer finds the defect, immediately he need to raise to the developer. Then only the defect name is termed as a bug. Clear? So once, and some more also terminologies also we have. So once if there is no defects, then only we are releasing the application into the market, right? Then we, and users are going to be using the application. Finally, the persons who are using the application, finally that person only we are calling as a end user. While the end users are using the application, at that time they may face some problems, right? At that time we are calling as a issue. What is mean by issue means, issue it is nothing but in the application if the end user is facing any problems, at that time only we are calling as a issue. Clear? So what is mean by mostly is in that I will give it one example. So is in that in my mobile only back camera only working. Okay, na? At that time I can call it as a issue. Okay, na? Sir, if my in my mobile multiple of back camera and front camera and volume button, those are the multiple of issues. If I am facing means, multiple of issues is facing by the end users. At that time I can say that it may leads to failure. May leads to failure. But we can't tell that the application has been failure. It may leads to failure. Sometimes it will be failure. Mostly the defects what we have been finding in the end users, mostly the software company or the customer having the business right, he will only recover those all the mistakes. He will only all need to be recovered. Those all the failures are issues faced by the end users. Okay, and issues and failures mostly will be finding by the end user section only. So to avoid failures, what we need to do, sir? To avoid failures, we need to be avoid issues. To avoid issues, what we need to do? We need to be find defects. So as a test engineer, you need to be work properly. If you are working properly means no defects will become, and also no issues and no failures will be come to the end users. If as a test engineer, you must and should you need to be think like a developer also, you need to be think like a customer also, and you need to be think like a end user also. Test engineer should be think like a multiple ways. He not only thinking in the one way, have the multiple of thinking.